Right. So let's look at paper 2 of the model paper and part A questions. So part A, first question. Right. So we have here, study the two cases A and B given below. Calculate the annual interest charge or given in each case and find which case involves a higher rate of interest. Right. So there are two cases, and for each case we have to figure out the annual interest charge. Right. So let's look at case A. Right. So in case A, what is given? Rupees 100,000 was deposited in a bank, and at the end of 2 years, the total amount in the account was rupees 121,000. Interest was calculated and credited to the account using compound interest method. Right. So what's the formula? So we'll first do case 1. So compound interest. So compound interest, A equals P times 1 plus R to time. So A is what? The amount accumulated at the end of the time period. So that is 121,000. And P is the principal, no, that is the amount we invested, which is 100,000, which is 100,000. 1 plus, we want to find the annual interest. So R, we invested or deposited in the bank for 2 years. So time is 2. Right. So now we want to find R. So now let's see how to easily simplify this. So first let's divide everything by 100,000 each side, like this. So then we end up with 1 plus R squared is equal to what? 121,000 over 100,000. So cancel the zeros here. So you end up with 1 plus R squared equals 121 over 100. Right. So we have to take the square root of this, no, to get 1 plus R. We want to solve for R. So these two numbers should be familiar. 121 is what? 11 square. 100 is what? 10 square. Right. So write it like that. Then it's easy to see what happens when you take the square root. What happens? You get 1 plus R is equal to 11 over 10. So that is same as 1 plus R is equal to 1.1. So R is 0.1. No, R is 1.1 minus 1.1 minus 1, right? 1.1 minus 1, which is 0.1. So now convert this into a percentage. So 0.1 into 100%, which will give me 10%. So this is the interest rate for case A. Right. Case A. Right. So then, right, case A. Right. Then we'll look at case B. Right. Case B is what? Purchasing an item with cash price of 100,000 by making a down payment of 20,000. So and paying the balance in equal monthly installments of this amount 3,750 over a period of 2 years. In this case, interest is calculated using reducing balance method. Right. So let's look at the reducing balance method part. So case B. Right, so what is given to us? 100,000. Deposit is made of 20,000, so the balance is paid. So the loan amount is what? So the loan amount, let's first find. Loan amount is 100,000. Get rid of the deposit, which is 20,000. So loan amount is 80,000. Then we have been given the monthly installment. Monthly installment is 3,750. Monthly installment is 3,750. So then we can find the total amount paid. Total amount paid is what? 3,750 into 2 years. So 2 years means 24 months, no? 3,750 into 24. So 37,500, 75,000 and 15,000, 90,000. So total amount paid is 90,000. Right. Okay. So loan amount is 80,000, total amount paid is 90,000. Then we can figure out what? Total interest paid. Total interest. Total interest paid is how much? So the total interest is the total amount paid minus the loan amount, which is 10,000. Right. So we have that also. Right. Okay. So total interest is 10,000. Right. So then, right, let's see. Right, so now let's figure out the unit months. Unit months is n times n plus 1 over 2. So n is 2 years or 24 months. N plus 1 is 24 plus 1 over 2. So 12 into 25, 13 unit months. So then interest per unit period we can find. Interest per unit month is what? Total interest is 10,000. So interest per unit month is 10,000 over 300. So we can simplify this. 0, 0, 0 cancel. 100 over 3. Right. Then we have to figure out the annual interest rate. So then we can use what? Interest per unit month is calculated how? Loan installment amount without interest. Loan installment amount without interest times rate over 100 times 1 over 12, because we have to divide by 12 because 12 months per year. Right. So now we have this, no, this is, we found 100 over 3 interest per month. Loan installment amount without interest. Total loan amount is 80,000. So divide it by the amount of installments, which is 2 years every month. So 24 times R, which is what we are looking to find, over 100 times 1 over 12. Right. So now just simplify. So you can do what? Cancel, 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 cancel. 100 over 3, 800 over 24 times r over 12. Right, again you can do cancellations. 0 0 0 0 cancels, so 1 over 3, 8 over 24 is again 1 over 3, 1 over 3 over r over 12. So you get 1 over 3 equals r over 36. So r is 36 over 3, so 12%. So that is the interest, annual interest charge in case B. In case A we had 10%, and we want to find which case involves higher interest rate. So case B has higher interest. Case B has higher interest because it has 12%. Case A had 10%, right? Okay, so that is question number 1. Next we'll look at question number 2. Right, so now let's look at question number 2. So this question states total of 100 marks are allocated for an IQ paper consisting of 50 questions, with each question carrying equal marks. So each question carries 2 marks then, right? Amadi, who answered this question paper, scored 8 more marks than Samadhi. Amadi scored 8 marks more than Samadhi. The number of questions Samadhi answered correctly is 26, less than half of 3 times the total number of questions Amadi answered correctly. Right. First part, construct a pair of simultaneous equations by taking the total number of questions correctly answered by Amadi and Samadhi as x and y. So x we take as what? X is the total number of questions. Total number of questions Amadi answered. Amadi correctly answered. Amadi correctly answered. Right, then y is defined as total number of questions Samadhi correctly answered. Right. So then we have to create couple of equations, right? So let's look at the first, this one. Amadi, who answered this question paper and scored 8 more marks than Samadhi. Right, 8 more marks than Samadhi. So then how do we create this? So 100 marks, 50 questions, each question carries equal marks, which is 2, right? 100 or 50, so 2 marks each. So we know that each question is worth 2 marks. Right, now Amadi, who answered this question paper and scored 8 marks more than Samadhi. 8 marks more than Samadhi. So let's say how much is the Amadi answered x number of questions, then her total marks would be 2 times x. Okay, her total marks would be 2 times x. She answered x number of questions, so you have to multiply by 2 to get her mark. So she scored how much? 8 more than Samadhi. So 2x is equal to what? Samadhi score plus 8. Samadhi answered y number of questions correctly. So 2 times y is her score. And you have to add 8. And then that is going to be equal to Amadhi's score. Right? That is from that underlying statement. So now you can make your first equation. 2x minus 2y equals 8. Right? So that's the first one. Now second one is what? The number of questions Samadhi answered correctly is less than half of, sorry, the number of questions Samadhi answered correctly is 26 less than half of 3 times the total number of questions Samadhi answered. So Samadhi answered how many questions? Y, no? So the number of questions Samadhi answered correctly is y is 26 less than half of 3 times the total number of questions Samadhi answered. Half of 3 times the total number of questions Samadhi answered, which is what? 3 times x and half of that, less, and 26 less than half of 3 times the total number of questions Samadhi answered. So 3x over 2 minus 26. That is what that blue underline sentence means. Number of questions Samadhi answered correctly, which is y, is 26 less than half of 3 times the total number of questions Samadhi answered. So half of 3 times the total number of questions Samadhi answers is 3x over 2. Then that less than part you have to subtract 26. So now let's multiply by 2 and create our second equation. 2y equals 3x minus 52. So then 3x minus 2y equals 52 is the second one. So there's the pair of simultaneous equations. So part 1 is done. Then part 2, by solving the pair of simultaneous equation, find the number of correct answers given by Samadhi and Samadhi separate. So find x and y. So how to solve this? You can eliminate, you can use elimination method or substitution. Elimination is easier. So I will do what? 2 minus 1 is better, no? So 2 minus 1, equation 2 minus 1, which will give me y's cancel out, you get x. 52 minus 8, so x is equal to 44. So that is the number of questions Samadhi answered. So this is number of questions Samadhi or Amadhi. This is the number of questions. X is for Amadhi. This is the number of questions Amadhi answered, 44. Then y will find using the first equation. From the first equation, 2 times 44 minus 2y equals 8. So 2y equals 80. So y equals 40. So that is the number of questions Samadhi answered. So Samadhi answered 40. Samadhi answered 44. Right. So we found that. Right. Then third part. The sum of the marks obtained by Uvindu and Samadhi is less than 150. The sum of the marks obtained by Uvindu and Samadhi is less than 150 by taking the number of questions correctly answered by Uvindu as P. Construct an inequality. So Samadhi is Y, Uvindu is P. Right. So sum of marks obtained by Uvindu and Samadhi is less than 150. Right. So we know Samadhi answered 40 questions, right? And each question is worth 2 points. So that is Samadhi's mark plus Uvindu. Uvindu's answered P questions. So each question is worth 2. No? So Uvindu's score is 2P. And then the sum of those marks together is less than 150. So this is the inequality you have to create. So this is the amount of marks Samadhi got. This is the amount of marks Uvindu got. Uvindu answered P questions correctly. So 2 times P is Uvindu's score. Right. So then let's solve this. 2P plus 80 is less than 150. 2P is less than 70. So then P is less than 35. So Uvindu answered less than 35 questions. Because P is the number of questions Uvindu answered. We want to construct, we did the inequality and we solved it. Find the maximum marks Uvindu can obtain. Find the maximum marks. So what is the maximum P value Uvindu can take? P is less than 35, no? So 34. So max mark for Uvindu is what? Max mark for Uvindu is 34 into 2, 68 marks. He can answer 34 question max. Correct. So then max mark is 68. 34 into 2. Yes, 68 marks is the answer. Right. So next we'll look at question number 3. Okay. So question number 3 is a coconut oil machine produces coconut oil using X kilograms of copra per hour. In the production of coconut oil, a profit of rupees this amount can be earned from 1 kilogram of copra. If the producer earns a total profit of 90 rupees per hour, 90 rupees per hour, construct a quadratic equation of the form using the above information. Right. So total profit per hour is given. Total profit per hour, which is 90. Profit per kilogram is also given. Profit per kilogram per 1 kilogram is x over 5 plus 2.6. X over 5 plus 2.6. Then per hour, this amount of copra is used. Per hour, copra is how much? X kilograms. Right. So then how do we connect these 3 terms? So this is 1 kilogram profit. No? Per hour you are using X kilograms. So then per hour profit is what? X over 5 plus 2.6. This is 1 kilogram profit. So we are using X kilograms per hour. No? So you have to multiply by that to get the total profit per hour, which is given to us as 90. Right. So now just simplify. First distribute the x, so you get x squared over 5 plus 2.6x equal to 90. Now just multiply by 5. X squared 2.6 into 5 is 13. No? 13x equal to 450. Right. So we want to write it as a quadratic. So x squared plus 13x minus 450 equal to 0. Right, we did that. Now we want to do what? By solving it, find the number of kilograms of copra used by the trader per hour to first decimal place. Right, so that means most likely this can't be factored. So we'll use what? quadratic formula to find the answer. What is the quadratic formula? X equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So in this question, what is a? 1. That is the number in front of x squared. B is the number in front of x, which is 13. Then c is the constant, which is minus 450. Right. So now apply that and find the x value. Into the quadratic formula, apply those three values. So minus 13 plus or minus b squared is 13 squared minus 4, a is 1, c is minus 450. Right. Now just simplify the inside of the square root. Right. So x minus 13 plus or minus 169. 4 into 450 is 1800. So minus minus cancel, you get 1800 plus 1800 over 2. So x is minus 13 plus or minus square root of 1969 over 2. Right. And then they have given us this square root of 1969 is 44.37. So we'll use that. X minus 13 plus or minus 44.37 over 2. We can ignore the negative answer. X can't be negative, no? So the answer would be x equals minus 13 plus 44.37 over 2. So which is 31.37 over 2. We want the answer to first decimal place. So this is 31.4, no? So 31.4 over 2 is 15.7. Right. So x is 15.7 kilograms. Right. So we found the answer to one decimal place. Then they say what? If the producer works 8 hours a day for 25 days a month, calculate the total monthly profit. So we know the profit per hour, which is 90. Profit per hour is 90. So total number of hours, let's figure out total number of hours. So how many hours do they work? 8 hours a day for 25 days. So 8 into 25. So 200 hours. And each hour you make 90 profit. So monthly profit is what? Monthly profit is 90 into 200. So 18,000, no? 18,000 is the profit. Yes, total monthly profit is 18,000. Right. Okay, next we'll look at question number 4. Right. So question number 4, we are given a table. The following is an incomplete table of a quadratic function. Y equals 2 plus 2x minus x squared. Part 1, find the value of y when x equals 2. Right. So just substitute x equals 2 into the given quadratic function. So when x equals 2, what is the y value? Y equals 2 plus 2 into 2 minus 2 square. So 2, no? 2 plus 4, 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. Right. So this is 2. Right. So part 1 is done. Then part 2, draw the graph of the function on a graph paper taking 10 small squares as 1 unit along both the x-axis and the y-axis, right? Okay, let me get a graph paper image. Right, so let's use this graph paper image to draw this. So each 1 unit is 10 small squares, so x goes from -2 to +4 and y goes from 3 to -6, right? So let's start. 10 small squares is 1 unit, right? 10 small squares is it's hard to draw lines here. Right, rough. Right, so that's the x-axis, -1, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's the y-axis. Right. Okay. Right. So then each 10 small squares are 1 unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, right? Okay, right, so then zero, we'll start with this. -2 is x is -2, y is -6. So this point, when x is -1, y is -1. So this point, when x is 0, y is 2. This point, when x is 1, y is 3. Then when x is 2, y is 2. When x is 3, y is -1. Then finally when x is 4, y is -6. Right, so then connect them. So this is parabola shape, no, so it should be symmetric, right? Try to draw it as symmetric as possible, right? So this is the graph part 2, right? Then what are we supposed to do? Part 3, oh no, part B, part 1. So this is part A. Part B, part 1 is find the roots of the function 2 plus 2x minus x square. Roots are what? The in x-intercepts. So x-intercepts of the graph. So we can roughly guess it. No? It looks like what? Like 8 boxes, no? So minus 0.8, no? Minus 0.8. So let me answer part B, question 3 here. So look at the x-intercepts. X-intercepts are the roots of this function. 2 plus 2x minus x squared equals 0. So we have x equals minus 0.8 and this one that looks like the 2.8. So x equals 2.8. Right. 0.8. 0.812. No, sorry, this looks like 3 points, 2.7, no? Right, let's see. 2.7, roughly 2.7. Right. So 0.7, no, 2.8. No, 2.8, no, closer to 2.8. So we'll take it as 2.8. Right. So that is part B, part 1. Then write the range of x values where the function is decreasing in the range of minus 6 to minus 1. Minus 6 to minus 1. So this is minus 6 to minus 1. Minus 6 to minus 1. Write the range of x values where the function is decreasing in the range y minus 6 to minus 1. So which part is that in the graph? Minus 6 to minus 1. So there's two parts, no? These two. Right. So you go from left to right, no? As you move from left to right, in the first section, this section, it is increasing, no? It is increasing up to this point, x equals 1, then start to decrease, and this part is decreasing, right? So this is the decreasing section. You move from left to right, no? So as you move from left to right, look at the y values. Up to minus 2 to x equals 1, you are increasing, then you start decreasing, right? So we want the x values where the function is decreasing in that range, y, x values. So x values are what? X values are 3 to 4. So second, x 3 to 4, it is decreasing, right? Then what's the last part? Write the function obtained when the above function is displaced by 2 units vertically upwards in the form of y equals b minus x minus a square. So what is our function? Y equals 2 plus 2x minus x squared. You are doing what? Write the function obtained when the above function is displaced by 2 units vertically upwards. So what is happening to this function? All the y values are going to move up by 2 units. So you have to add plus 2 to the original function. If you are displacing it upwards by 2 units, that means it's a vertical transformation, vertical shift. So you have to add plus 2 to the y values. So then we have to do what? Write it in this form, complete in the square form. So y equals 4 plus 2x minus x squared, right? So then take the minus sign out from the last two terms, you get x squared minus 2x. Now complete the square, complete the square. So y equals 4 minus x minus 1 squared, subtract 1 squared, right? So what do you get? 4 minus x minus 1 squared plus 1. So y equals 5 minus x minus 1 square. So that is the answer. Here b and a are integers, correct? B is 5 and a is 1. Right. So that is question number 4, right? Okay, next we'll look at question number 5. Right, so let's look at question number 5. The figure shows a vertical coconut tree AB and a tower XY situated on horizontal ground. A man climbing the coconut tree and stops for a while at point Q, which is at height equal to the height of the tower, which is XY. From the foot of the tree, which is at height equal to the height of the tower from the foot of the tree, right? He then climbs a further 12 meters up the tree and stops at point P. So PQ is 12 meters. From that position, he observes the top of the tower Y at an angle of depression 58 degrees. So let's mark that also. So the person observes the top of the tree Y at an angle of depression 58. So this is 58. Right, so copy the given figure and mark the given data on it, right? So that's what we did here. So that is done here. So this is 58 means this is also 58, no, alternating angles or Z-shaped angles, right? Then using the trigonometric tables, find the distance between the coconut tree and the tower to the nearest first decimal place. So that means this distance, no, qy or bx. Let me label it as we'll label it as x, simple x, and find it simple x. So we'll use pqy right angle triangle to do that question. Second part, use pqy right angle triangle, and we can use a trig ratio. No? What's the trig ratio we can use? We know 12, we want to find x, and we have 58 angle. So what does those three connect? This is opposite, this is adjacent. So which ratio? Tan ratio, right? Opposite over adjacent. So tan 58, opposite is 12 over x. So x is equal to 12 over tan 58. Using the trigonometric tables, find the distance between, right? So let's find tan 58 using what? The logbook, which is what? Tan 58 is 1.6003. So 12 over 1.6003. We want the answer to first decimal place. So divide 12, 1.6, what is 8, 9.6, 11.2. I will just divide by 1.6. That's easy now. 1.6. So this is same as 120 over 16. So 60 over 8, 30 over 4, 15 over 2, 7.5. So 7.5 meters to the first decimal place. So that is the distance between the coconut tree and the tower, right? Okay. Then a wire tied at the point P is attached to the point C on the ground such that it is pulled tight. So wire tied at point P is attached to point C on the ground such that it is pulled tight if the length of PC is 25 meters. So this is 25. This red line is 25 meters, and height of the tower is 9 meters. So that is this amount. This is 9 meters then. Right, so that is 9 meters. Show that the angle of elevation of P from C is greater than 57 degrees. Show that the angle of elevation of P from C. So you are looking for this angle then. Let me label it as theta. So we'll have to use PQ triangle, right? BPQ triangle. So let me draw it separately here. You have a right angle triangle like this. We need to find this angle theta. This is given to be 25. PCB triangle. Yes, PCB. Right. So then PC is 25 and PB is what? This is 9 meters, this is 12 meters, so 21 meters. PB is 21. Right. So you have what? You have here opposite and hypotenuse. And what connects those two? Sine theta, right? Sine theta is equal to 21 over 25, or sine theta is equal to 0.84. Right, so we need to find sine inverse 0.84. Right, so use the table and figure it out. So from the table we see what? Sine 57 is 0.8387 and sine 58 is 0.8480. Sorry, not sine 58, we'll use sine 57 point 1. Sine 57.1 is 0.8403. Right, so and using the mean difference you can get what? Sine 57.09 is 0.84. 8387 plus 13 makes it 84. Right, so this angle is greater than 57, so theta is 57.09. so that means theta is greater than 57, so angle of elevation is greater than 57 there. So that is question number 5. Right, then we'll do the 6th question next. Right, so let's look at question number 6. The following group frequency distribution was prepared based on information obtained by measuring masses of group of 60 members in a certain age group to the nearest kilogram. Right, that table is given. Write the model class. So highest frequency, all of them has the same difference. No, the class 4. Yes. So what is model class? Highest frequency. Which one has highest frequency? 11. So model class is 54 to 58. Right. By taking the mid value of model class as the assumed mean, or by using any other method, find the mean mass of a member of this group. Right, okay, let's do that next. Right, so we have to take the mid value of the model class as assumed mean, or by using the normal method also we can do this. Find the mean of this table. Right, so let's create the new table. We have the class intervals, frequency midpoint midpoint, then x is going to be what, midpoint, our midpoint minus the assumed mean. So we label m minus a. Normally we put d no here, so let's use the d. And for midpoint, let me use x instead of m. Let's stick to the notation that is normally used. X minus a. Then we need fd, frequency into that value. Right. So class intervals are what? 44, 48, 49, 53, 54, 58, 59, 63, 64, 68, 69, 73, 74, 78, and finally 79, 83. Then the frequency is 8, 10, 11, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3. Right, let's write the midpoints. 44 to 48, add them, divide by 2, so 46. Add them, divide by 2, you get what, 49 plus 53, 102, 51, right? 56, 61, 66, 71, 76, and 81. And we want to take assume mean capital A to be midpoint of the, or the mid value of the model class, so 54 to 58 one. So this is our A. Right, so then x minus a values are d values, so 56 minus 46, oh sorry, 46 minus 56, which is minus 10, minus 5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right, then we need total frequency, which is given in the question, of 60, so no need to add that, that is already given. Then we need to create fd, 8 into minus 10, minus 80, minus 50, 0, 45, 80, 105, 80, 75. So sigma fd, fine, we need that for our mean calculation. So minus 80 and plus 80 cancel, minus 50 and plus 45 becomes minus 5, so up to here minus 5, then 100, 255. Right, okay, then the mean, which is, let me label as x bar, is equal to what? Mean is equal to a plus sigma fd over sigma f. A we took as 56, sigma fd is 255, divide by 60, so 56 plus 4.25, so 60.25 is the mean. 60.25 kgs. So that's part 2. Right, then let's do part 3 next. So in part 3 they say there were 45 males in this group. Part 3, 45 males, so that means 15 females. The mean mass of the males was found to be 62.32. X bar male is 62.32. Find the mean mass of the females in this group. Right, so we need to find this X bar F, mean mass of the females. Right, so we have the total mean mass. X bar is what? X bar is 60.25. So we have to use that also to get this. Right, so let's see how to get this. Right, so we'll use the mean definition. Mean definition is what? X bar is sigma x over total frequency. Right, so using that, and what is given to us, we know X bar m, it will be sigma the males weights together divided by 45. Right, so then sigma x males would be 45 into X bar m, which is 62.32. Similarly, we can write the expression for the females. X bar f is sigma total female weight over 15 females. So sigma x females would give you 15 into female mean, which is what we want to find. Then we label 1 2, then come back to this one. The total one we know, so which is 60.25, which is the total weight. Total weight is made up of what? Weight of males, or the mass of males, and mass of females. So sigma xm plus sigma xf females over 60, that is the mean. Total mean, the total mass over total frequency. So then now we can substitute 1 and 2 here. So 60.25, let me move the 60 to this side. So sigma xm plus sigma xf, so 60.25 into 60, sigma xm, or the male mass, total male mass is 45 times 62.32 plus female, total female mass 15 into X bar f, which is what we want to find. So now 15 X bar f equals 60.25 into 60 minus 45 into 62.32 divide, now wait, next line will divide everything by 15. So 60.25 times 60 over 15 minus 45 times 62.32 over 50. Now simplify and you can get the answer. This is 4, this is 3, 60.25 into 4 is what? 241 minus 62.32 into 3, 186.96, right? So difference is 13.04, 54.04, right? 0, you get 187, 191, yes. So this is the mean mass of the females. So you have to use the definition of the mean, and the mean we found, and the male mean that is given to us, right? So that is part 3. Then what is the last part? Scientific study has found that individuals with mass greater than 60 kg have a higher risk of heart disease. Accordingly, who is at a higher risk of heart disease in this group, male or female? This is mass greater than 60. So male mean mass is greater than 60, no? So then males have the higher risk. Male mean mass is what? 62.32. Females is 54.04. This is greater than 60. Therefore this is less than 60. Therefore males have a higher risk of heart disease. Males have a higher risk of heart disease. Right. So that is part A done. So in the next video we'll discuss part B.